Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday. So we are continuing down our Cricut 101, our Cricut classes. I don't even know what we're calling it anymore. Cricut. So we are continuing with our Cricut, and we are going to show you one of our new blades, but also our scoring stylus today. So here we go.
All right, everybody. So here we are again with our canvas and our blank canvas on Cricut Design Space here. If you see at the top, I am on my maker machine because that's what we're going to be using today. And I want to first pick an image. So I'm going to go to images. I'm going to go to the top where it says categories, select the all images, go to the highlighted categories on the side, image sets, ownership, purchased, and I'm going to type in close to my heart. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be using our scoring blades. So I have my close to my heart images here, and I just want to find a card base to make, or I might even create one. We are going to be making card bases as thank yous for Brendan's band that played at our wedding. So I want to pick something that's a little bit more festive. Like this would actually be cute, this little ornament. But I think I'm going to pick something else. So I'm just going to scroll through and see kind of what I have here. A great one actually for this would be to look in Artfully Sent. Artfully Sent is all different cards. So this is one of Close to My Heart's Cricut that literally has cards for everything. So this one might actually be a really good one to pick from. So I'm going to search, I'm going to find one I like, and then we will be back. So what I did in Artfully Sent was I actually looked up thank you cards in here, and this is what I got. So we got a bunch of good thank you cards that we can use, and I actually think I'm going to use the one up here that says many thanks. It's for me, I think Brendan giving this to his kids, I mean, I'm also obviously going to be giving it with him. But for this, I think it's very neutral. It's good for the kids that were in his band. I am going to make it a little bit smaller though. So I'm going to make it 3.5 inches wide, which I think will be great for what I want to do. Okay, but if you see, there's no score line with this. I also have to ungroup it because I don't want the white part that's underneath for the letters. So I ungrouped it, deleted the white part, so now I just have that basic cut, which is the many thanks, so the words are going to come out. But I do need to add a score line, so I'm going to go to shapes. I'm going to just do that line. That line is a score line, and I want it to be perfectly across. I don't want it up and down like it is right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to rotate up top, and I'm going to do 90 degrees, and that will make it perfectly straight across. And then I just have to make it a little bit bigger. Actually, instead of making it 3.5, I'm going to make sure that this is 2.5 because that'll make my life a lot easier. So with this at 2.5, I'm able to figure out where to put my score line and make it exactly in the middle. What I did was I highlighted both of them, and then I'm going to go to Align, and I'm going to center vertically align. And do you see how that moved the score line? So let me do that again. Let me put like the score line up here. So I did that. I'm on a Mac, so I hit Command, and then I clicked my other one. You can see on the side that they are both highlighted up here. So then I'm going to just go to Align, center vertically, and it centers them, but now they're off. So I'm going to go Align, center horizontally, and now they are perfectly centered with each other, and I'm going to group it up in that corner. So now you see I have a score line, and I also have my card. So what I'm going to do is I make sure that I am on a maker because that is what I want to make sure that we are on. I'm going to save my project, and I'm going to do this as a thank you card. And I'm going to look through all of my things and put it. Do I have a thank you? I don't have thank you. So I do have cards and invitations, so I'm going to add to that, and I'm also going to do thank you card. Create. So now I have those to my collections. I'm saving this. Easier to find next time. So before I do anything, I actually have to attach these two together. That way, they are a group already, but I have to attach it. So that way when I hit make it, they're on the same page now. So I know on here that it's purple, but I'm actually going to be cutting it on white daisy. I'm going to be making multiples, so normally I would copy my project and make more of them. I'll show you that in a minute, but I first want to show you how we use our stylus in A, and then I'm going to show you the scoring wheel. So I'm going to hit continue. So if you see, if I select a Cricut device, my air only comes up, so I'm about to plug in my maker with my USB. I do not have it on Bluetooth yet, but I will show you how to do that one of these days. So now it's just thinking. It reads that it was plugged in, and then we're going to start cutting. This is the first time that we are using the maker with my thing, so I do have to do a few things. I get free gifts for plugging it in. So all that. And now we are good to go. So I don't have any favorites yet on my maker because these are the popular things. But our paper is very, very thick. So I do want to browse materials and I want to search cardstock. And I am doing this cardstock. I'm not doing for intricate cuts. I am going to favorite that one though because that's a good one to use. Ours is definitely a medium to heavy cardstock. Our cardstock is very thick, especially the white daisy. So I usually use the medium cardstock. We're going to do that. And then it's going to tell you, if you look at your tools, so for a scoring thing, you need a single scoring wheel, which is what we're going to use. But I'm going to use the scoring stylus first. And then we need the fine point blade, which I have in there. And then we're ready to go on the Cricut machine. All right, so here we are with the Cricut machine. The Cricut is blinking. My regular blade is in here, but I haven't actually added this in yet. So all we have to do is we have to open the A clamp. You got to stick it in there. I always hold from the bottom to make sure that it actually doesn't have any more pressure. And then we're just going to close this. That's now in there tight. And we can hit the C. This is one of our light grip mats that I'm using. All right, so you see that that's cut. I can now pull this out. That cut really easily. And if you can see, I'm not sure if you can, there is a score line in there. So let me show you. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it a lot better. We're now going to do the exact same thing with the scoring wheel instead. All right, so we did finish. We're going to now make it again. And this time I'm going to apply 2 because I know that this one is where I already just cut. I'm going to be doing this, like I said, multiple times. So I'm actually going to apply, let's see how many I can get on a page. 13 going to go over? 13 goes over. Okay, so I am going to apply 12 of them, and that's going to make 12 on a page. But I know I just did this one, and I'm going to leave my cardstock exactly where it is, and the Cricut is smart. So I'm actually just going to go hide selected. So I'm going to cut another 11 of them now. I'm going to hit continue, just like before. We're going to select the cardstock for intricate cuts. And once again, now we have to do this. So editing tool, we're using a single scoring wheel recommended and apply. So what I'm going to have to do now, it says load single scoring wheel into clamp B. So I will show you how to do that on the Cricut, and then we'll come back. Okay, so here we are. I just have to take out this scoring blade because we're not going to be using this anymore. And I need to actually change this blade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this out, take this blade out, put it to the side very carefully, and we need to use the scoring wheel. So in order to use this though, we do need to use the quick swap housing. On the back of the scoring wheel, it does say that it requires the quick swap drive housing right there, sold separately. But because I was given this, we have it in here. So I'm going to open both of these up and show you how to do that. So when opening this, I got another engraving help book. So I'm actually going to put that in here with everything else. I'm actually going to also put my scoring stylus away in here so everything stays safe in my Cricut. And then I can pop this out. This is an engraving tool. Still sharp. If you can see, there is a point there. Not as sharp as a blade would be,
but it is sharp. We do want to release this, so there's a little button on the top that we're just going to press, and it releases that. And then I'm going to open the scoring wheel, and we're going to add it right on top of there. So I now have my scoring wheel right here. We're going to take this and just pop it on top. I'm going to click this again so it releases it, and now it's on there tight. And we're going to put this into the Cricut. And I'm leaving this little plastic thing on just to keep it safe when it's in the Cricut itself. I just want to show you before I hit the load and everything. On the computer, it does say in clamp B, and then it says coming up fine point blade. So we are going to have to switch things over. So I'm going to first show you loading this up and starting it. And then we'll come back and do the fine point blade. So now it tells me next step is to load fine tip blade into clamp B and then hit the Cricut button again. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to open up clamp B, take this one out, put this blade back in, and hit C. So I also just wanted to show you while it's cutting, the spatula that Cricut has makes taking these little letters off so easily. So basically, I think you missed a little bit of that. But I've got a little garbage can here, and all I do is just scrape right down into it. And it makes life so much easier than trying to pick with your nails. Sometimes they do jump everywhere, so just be aware. That's where, you know, your vacuum comes in handy, but the little spatula is great. So we unloaded this and everything is great, and I'm going to show you how to score it in a second. But before we move on, I just wanted to show you how I've reorganized my little drawer here. You do want to make sure that you have the blades and everything in here as well as you're working. So this was the foil blade that I pulled out last time with its with the different size foil engraving points. I put my score blade in here as well, and I actually did write on them with a Sharpie for what they are once I'm opened. So score. On the rotary blade, I wrote on top of the casing that it comes in. So pop that on there. And I was just curious on my own, so I did want to just make sure that, see how that clicked on? That's how you want to do it. I wanted to look up this little plastic piece. You do want to leave on the gold part, because this is going to keep the actual mechanics and the gears from getting dusty or anything like that. So you do want to make sure that that stays on. The blades, however, don't like to fit in this area as well. They actually only fit in this drawer because this drawer is deeper down. So when I close it, you see that it is a complete close. If I put them on the sides, see how it doesn't close? It doesn't like that. So just note when you are doing this to make sure that they stay like this, and with that little plastic piece down. You don't want to take that plastic piece off though, so just make sure that you can fit them in here. I also had said last week with my other machine that I can kind of leave at least my part down. With this one you can't, because if you do close the top of this, it actually covers your little things. So I've learned with her, I do have to keep my thing open or pull it out, which is totally fine. But now that everything is done here, I can hit finish on my Cricut, and then we can actually just turn her off like this, and then we're going to be done. So here we have both of the different cuts from the different scoring styluses. This one was from the first one. This one was from the blade. The first one was not the one that was recommended, but you can still see the score line there. And we're going to do the same as always. You're going to fold towards the wrong way, like we always say. This one is definitely more faint than the blade, so I do have to work with it a little bit more. I think it was because of the certain cardstock. It did not recommend this specific one, but I'm just using our paper crafting tool here and folding that. But this one, we really can see that there is a line on the opposite side, so it's going to be a much easier fold, which it is. And same thing, kind of just using our paper crafting tool as our bone folder. And you can see they both look really cute, and it works out. So either one that you have will work in the Cricut, and they both make a cute card. And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. So that is our scoring stylus along with the scoring blade. We hope that you learned something from what we're doing. So we have our next virtual weekend next week. Well, January 22nd into 23rd. We're going to do another catch-up crop because that went over so well before the holidays. So we figured you guys have a lot to still catch up on. We're going to do that. Our in-person weekend is in March, so we still have sign-ups for that if you would like to join us in person. And we will be posting more about our upcoming ones in October, January, and March of 2023. So, all right, we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye. Okay. Why are you laughing?
Fix your hair.
I did.
Hit continue. I have to select my advice. I'll show you next, but I'm going to use the storing
The last time we
Excuse me, your dad doesn't know how to be quiet. Okay, and that's
gonna be.
This is a lot of editing. She puts a lot of
A lot of
bloopers.
editing.
he's gonna do questions. Please let us know in the comment. What are you doing?
He's standing there.
And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you.
That's Technique Tuesday.
And that's
There's a lot of editing.
our styling.
I don't want to say anything.
Say what you. Oh.